I welcome you once again to the AFOSOP video tutorial series. I'm very happy to tell you that your feedbacks are very encouraging, and I'm happy to see that these videos are helping you in your preparation for the SSB interview. One of the feedbacks that I will mention especially is from a person called Netaji. He writes on the video SSB Interview Decoded that, "Respected sir, this is the best video available on the internet about explaining what is SSB. This was really an awesome experience watching your videos. This really have changed my view on the SSB preparation. Thanks a lot for such a video. I would like to mention one point here, that many aspirants like me cannot go to the place where such a great guidance program is going on. We are getting lots of benefit from these kinds of videos. Thanks a lot for that, and we are awaiting for further videos also. I request you for GTO part. Thanks. Jai Hind." Netaji, I first of all appreciate for you taking this time and writing this feedback. What I'm doing is I'm sharing Saraswati, and when Saraswati is shared, it grows, it multiplies, and but if it is held, इसमें मच्छर पैदा हो जाएगा. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing with my full sincerity, and there is certain degree of shraddha in what I'm doing. I have an intent behind doing this, and thank you for giving your feedback. Now, if you've seen the DIPR letter that is by Director Dr. Manas K. Mandal, who was the previous Director of Defense Institute of Psychological Research. In his letter, I have given two concepts. One is the Armed Forces Officer Selection Orientation Program, and second is by the name Assisted Introspection. Now, this assisted introspection is a tool to look inward and understand where you're going wrong, in both in your SSB performance and also in the nature of guidance that you're getting for your preparation for the SSB preparation. Now, this is the part 1 of that assisted introspection video, and I have got a couple of requests on these, that sir, please put these videos so that we can analyze where we're going wrong. So I decided to do that based on your request, and the first portion that I'm going to take is understanding the mechanism of self. What does it mean is, leadership is all about taking decisions under various complex circumstances, whether it is military leadership or corporate leadership, and it involves certain internal decision making process. So what we will do is, to help you to understand this, I'll take 2 real life case studies. We will study this and we will try and see how did they arrive at those decisions, what they did, and then we will try and see how can we understand our own mechanism of decision making, and then model it on the SSB. Now, in order to understand this video accurately, I'll request you that you must watch these videos beforehand. That is SSB Interview Decoded, Social Field Theory, and Understanding TAT Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3, because then it will make more logical sense in understanding this particular video. Now, what I will do is, in the previous video, that is TAT Part 3, we saw what led to the situation, a portion of it we saw, and what I'm going to do is, I will take this particular picture as an event and put it into the social field theory, that is here, and then take 2 case studies, 2 different people responding under near similar situation where a girl was involved. And so this highlighted thing, I'll change. In the first case 1 person, the second case another person, and we will try and see the behavior of each one, and we will see the equation, that is behavior as a function of your personality interacting with the given environment. And what is personality? Your behavior, attitude, belief system and value system, which is very unique to you, and you take your decisions based on these parameters. Now, case study number 1 is of an incident that happened on 2nd September 2010, and the person involved was Naik Vishnu Shrestha. He was an army man, 35 years of age, from Nepal origin, and he had taken premature retirement from the army, and after his formalities were complete, he was going back to his place. And then something happened. I'm sure some of you would have seen this incident through Facebook, public WhatsApp. Very inspiring incident, and here it goes. So he was also presented with a similar situation where a girl was involved and in a particular situation, context, and then he responded. So let's see what was that. I'll read it for you. Vishnu Shrestha, a soldier from Gorkha Rifles of Indian Army, was travelling home after his retirement when his train was attacked by almost 30 to 40 robbers near border of Bengal. When they came for his pocket, that is his purse, he gave it away. But when they came to rape a girl sitting next to him, he pulled out his kukri and charged. So look at this. There are 2 things. When those people came and asked him for this purse, he gave it away. So whatever amount of money, 10,000, 15,000, whatever, He gave it away without any resistance, even though he had the cookery. But in the second case, he pulled out the same cookery and then charged. Now the question is, why did not he do it in the first instant? Was he a coward? He cannot be called a coward because of the second incident. Suppose if the second incident not happened, was he a coward? I don't think it is. It's a matter of judgment. So it was this risk-taking ability or risk analysis where he found in the first instant it was not worthwhile to fight those 30-40 people just to save 10,000, 15,000 rupees. He could have lost his life. In the second case also he could have lost his life, but the cost was too powerful. So what led to the situation? Now you can understand what led to the situation. It was not the purse, it was the second incident. So we have sometimes SRTs coming. Mr. X was traveling by train when suddenly he was XX something something something. So you can see the response here, a natural response. It is not coached. Okay, then what happened next is more thrilling than a movie. He managed to push them back and engage them in a narrow corridor where only one or two of them could fight him at a time. In that situation, an experienced soldier like him had advantage. So immediately once he engaged, he realized that at his present position, it must be in a berth, that it was more dangerous because more people could attack and then he would go out of help, and then so he decided to move himself to such a place where he had positional advantage. So he moved into the LA between the side berth and the normal berth, so that at least at each time he could have to handle only one or two person, which was manageable. So that was his intellect in action, a 4G in action, effective intelligence in use. Okay, after more than half an hour of bloody close quarter hand-to-hand combat, 3 robbers were dead, 8 were injured, most of them gravely injured and rendered immobile. Rest all ran away. Shrestha also received a few cuts, scratches, bruises and non-lethal blow to his shoulder. 3 people dead. Is it not murder? It is murder. So this was the consequence of that act that Shrestha undertook. Murder. 3 killed, more than 8 injured. He himself suffered injury. Look at the bloodshed that he got involved into. Indian Army reinstated him, promoted him by 2 ranks so he could enjoy higher pension and perks, and retired him the next day. He also received Special Service Award and Shaurya Chakra. He murdered 3 people, yet he was awarded Shaurya Chakra, called back into the army for 1 more day, promoted by 2 ranks. For murder, why he was awarded this? What matters is the intention. What matters is the intention behind the act. Anyway, we'll leave it at this. Let's take the case study number 2. Okay, fine. This is the final outcome of his entire episode in the train. Okay, let's take case number 2. It is of 16 December 2012. The incident happened in Delhi. The person involved is Mukesh Singh, 26 years old. He was a bus driver. I know most of you would be knowing him. A similar situation came to him also. A young girl with her friend came to the bus, and this man who was a driver along with a couple of his colleagues, they did what the whole nation is shameful about. Nirbhaya rape case, the most infamous incident that happened in the recent past. Nirbhaya was brutally raped by those 4 people, and then later with an iron rod he was hit very, very badly in a manner that is unthinkable by any human standards. And then subsequently later 13 days she kept struggling, and finally we lost Nirbhaya. These were the people who were involved, and this person also was awarded. Definitely it was not Shaurya Chakra. So 2 incidents. In case 1, a girl, Vishnu Shrestha responded in a particular manner, killed people, and he was awarded Shaurya Chakra. In case 2, again a girl was involved. She was raped and murdered and killed, and a different kind of award. Both involved murder, violence, crime, certain degree of crime from some side. What was the difference? If you've understood the difference, you have to also understand what made these 2 people respond the way they responded. In order to understand that, we will have to understand the internal mechanism of the self, the management information system, or the how do we process this information in our inner world. So let's look at the inner world. So So when the stimulus is presented, this through your sense perception goes into your inner world. There it gets processed, and finally it is seen as a response. In Vishnu Shrestha, a particular outcome, and in case of Mukesh, a particular kind of outcome. The situation was nearly same, a girl in trouble. So to understand the inner world, let's move deeper into our journey. Now, in the inner world, we use three faculties to process this information. That is the mind or the man, the buddhi or the intellect, and the subconscious or the avchetan man. The mind, intellect, and the subconscious mind. So a collective process happens inside, and a process output is seen as a response. Now let's go deeper into each of these dimensions. The first is the mind. The mind is the thinking faculty of the self. है ना, ये आपको विचार की शक्ति प्रदान करता। मन का काम है विचारों का क्रिएशन। फॉर एग्जांपल, जब विष्णु श्रेष्ठ से पहले जब वो ट्रेन में ट्रैवल कर रहा था, उस टाइम उसके मन में कोई भी इस इंसिडेंट से रिलेटेड थॉट नहीं आया होगा। वो सोच रहा होगा कि पेंशन जा रहा हूँ, हाउ विल आई इन्वेस्ट माय मनी, व्हाट विल आई डू विद माय चिल्ड्रन, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ जॉब एंड ऑल दैट टिल दिस इंसिडेंट हैपेंड। सो 30-40 people come, suddenly this thought process is changed. Oh, who are these people, what are they doing? And then suddenly people come to him and ask for his purse, and he gives it. So it's a decision, he gives it. So a particular kind of thought, should I fight with them? Then he would have decided, no, it's not worthwhile to fight with them for this couple of money. And then suddenly the situation changed. They come and try to rape this girl. Situation changed, the thought process changed. Oh, what are they doing? No, this is unacceptable. So a particular kind of thought process comes. So it's all happening in his mind. For example, okay, let's take the second function of this. इसका काम है भावनाओं को महसूस करना, to feel the emotions. For example, today morning you get up and say, okay, I'm not feeling well. Where do you not feel well? You don't feel well in your mind. Today you say, no, I'm feeling very, very good. Where do you feel good? In your mind. I don't like this person. Where you don't like this person? In your thoughts. So your behavior is a reflection of what is happening in a world, the nature of thoughts that you're creating. Now, the next function of the mind is to imagine. Kalpana ki shakti. This provides you the capacity to imagine things. You can imagine abundance in the future. Also, you can imagine disaster in the future. Both are the creation of your mind. Let me give you an example. When हमारे परदादा जब जंगल में रहते थे, आदिवासी थे or whatever, when he used to go to the river to drink water, he would have realized that wherever he was stepping his legs on the clay, there was a depression and water used to get accumulated. That gave an idea that a pot can be created out of this clay. So Dada created a pot, and that pot helped him to get the water from the river to his house. So that brought safety in him, because you don't have to go to the river every time. This is the only capacity that human being possess, the ability to imagine. And next is to form ideas. For example, let us say you come into my class and you bring a beautiful mobile. So I see that mobile and an idea comes into my mind. Areva, yeah, this mobile is very good. I must flick this mobile. Now this flicking this mobile, I don't flick it, but an idea comes. Bill Laden ke man mein ek idea aaya that we must blow this twin tower. It was an idea which got manifest in the outer world, but it started with a thought. Abdul Kalam, our missile man, an idea, and look what he has achieved. Fantastic. Mother Teresa became Mother Teresa because it started with a thought, compassion. So idea, it gives you the ability to think, feel, imagine and form ideas. Now the thought process, it is like waves. जिस तरह से सागर में लहरें होती है, constantly चलता रहता है, mind में भी चलता रहता है. As I'm talking to you, you would realize that something is going on inside other than what I'm talking, and that's the nature of mind. ये कभी रुकता नहीं है. ये कभी रुकता नहीं. That's the nature of mind. But sometimes it is too slow and sometimes it is too fast. When it is slow, we feel relaxed. When it is fast, we feel stressed, we feel tense, we feel exhausted. Okay. Now, even when you're most relaxed, your mind would be creating about 18 to 20 thoughts per minute. This time when you're listening to this video in a relaxed state, this time also your mind is creating about 18 to 20 thoughts per minute. And if you multiply it with about with 24,000, that adds to about 50,000 to 60,000 per day. So that is the amount of thoughts that you knowingly or unknowingly create. We are not even aware of that. And each thought is like a seed, and the quality of this seed will determine the quality of our actions. तो अगर सीड की क्वालिटी अच्छी है तो उससे उत्पन्न होने वाली वृक्ष की क्वालिटी भी बहुत अच्छी होगी. अगर आप आम का बीज बोओगे तो आम मिलेगा, अगर आप सेब का बीज बोओगे तो सेब मिलेगा, और अगर कुछ भी नहीं बोओगे तो कुछ ना कुछ तब भी मिलेगा. दैट्स द वे द नेचर वर्क्स. बट उसकी क्वालिटी ठीक नहीं होगी. इट विल बी अ कीकर का पेड़. सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल ऑफ द काइंड ऑफ थॉट्स दैट यू क्रिएट. है ना? Anyway, now since there are 60,000 thoughts every day, it is important to understand what is the quality of these thoughts that we are creating. Unfortunately or fortunately, environment में including the coaching centers ने एक हवा बना दी, be positive. And SSB में इस be positive ने वाट लगा रखी है. I've already told you. Many candidates are much better had they been without coaching in the SSB. Coaching damages them. I've shown you a letter from Sainik School, Chittorgarh ka principal, who has written that these private coaching centers, instead of doing good to the candidate, they do so much of harm. There are official letters to that effect. DIPR recognizes the damage that coaching centers are doing because they manipulate your thinking process. They in fact stop your thinking process. Anyway, what is of interest is 60,000, 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts. We need to understand the quality. So what I'll do is, I'll classify them how a doctor sees these thoughts, especially a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist, how does he classify the thoughts? And also psychologists किस तरह से इसको classify करते हैं. I will not do it here. I'll post a separate video based on your comments on this video, and I'll be making it based on your requirement. If you need it, I'll do that. Okay, so that is the function of the mind. The second faculty is the intellect. Intellect is the decision making faculty of the self. ये आपके निर्णय लेने की शक्ति प्रदान करता है ना? So let's see what are the various functions of intellect. Intellect का काम है evaluate करना. Let me give you an example. Some of you would have gone to this various ISO certified SSB cracking centers. उन्होंने भी आपको SSB के बारे में एक particular तरीके से ट्रेनिंग दिया हुआ है, and I am also trying to give it through these videos. There are two inputs to you now. Now it is the job of your intellect to evaluate one with the other, and then decide which one is more authentic for you and which one is helpful to you. It's an intellectual function. It's not a function of mind. It's a function of your buddhi. So it helps you to evaluate. It helps you to reason. What is reason? तर्क की शक्ति प्रदान करता है ना? It helps you to reason your arguments in a logical manner. One of the OLQs that SSB is looking for, reasoning ability, विश्लेषण करने की शक्ति, तर्क संगत. It helps you to discriminate. What does discrimination means? For example, आप एक ज्वेलर हो, ज्वारी हो, और मैं आपके पास गोल्ड कॉइन्स ला के देता हूँ, बोलता हूँ कि ये ओरिजिनल गोल्ड कॉइन है, आप इसको ले लो और मुझे पैसे दो. Would you just take it? Will you accept my input like that? You don't accept my input like that. What do? You test it. परखने की शक्ति. आप उसको परखते हो कि असली है नकली है. असली हो तो रख लेते हो, नकली हो तो बोलते हो भाग जाओ नहीं तो पुलिस में डाल दूंगा. In the same way, you have to activate this परखने की शक्ति in you to understand कि ये जो SSB कोचिंग वाले सर ISO certified and they claim themselves to be India's number 1 and 80% clearance, इनके एडवर्टाइजमेंट को, इनके ट्रेनिंग मेथोडोलॉजी को परखने की जरूरत है कि is it actually helping you to empower your mind and intellect or is it degrading you. लाइफ में भी आपको परखने की शक्ति चाहिए, and leadership is all about परखने की शक्ति, है ना? Next, it helps you to judge. Judgment किसी निर्णय पे आने के लिए मदद करता है आपका इंटेलेक्ट, बुद्धि, है ना? एंड देन इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स यू टू डिसाइड, निर्णय लेने की शक्ति. व्हाट इज निर्णय लेने की शक्ति? फॉर एग्जांपल कोई इवेंट है, कोई इंसिडेंट है, आपको उसको हैंडल करने के लिए 3 ऑप्शन है, ऑप्शन 1, ऑप्शन 2, ऑप्शन 3. डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस में वन ऑफ द थिंग इज टू इवैल्यूएट ईच ऑप्शन. आपको हर ऑप्शन को इवैल्यूएट करना पड़ेगा, एंड ये इवैल्यूएशन का काम आपका बुद्धि का काम है ना? एंड आप इसको इवैल्यूएट करते हो 3 शक्तियों के द्वारा, आपके विवेक यानी कि विजडम, आपके अनुभव यानी कि आपके एक्सपीरियंस, एंड विल पावर आपकी इच्छा शक्ति. इन तीनों के समावेश से आप एक निर्णय पे आते हो. अगर आपका SSB कोचिंग मॉडल जिसमें कि लीडरशिप ट्रेनिंग और पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट ट्रेनिंग है, अगर आपके इंटेलेक्ट को एम्पावर नहीं करता तो आप कुछ गड़बड़ करवा के आ रहे हो. लक्ष्मी दे के आपको वो लोग गांधार्य बना रहे. What is गांधार्य? आंख होते हुए भी वो अंधी थी. आप भी मुझे गांधार्य लगते हो, because you're not using your intellect to evaluate the input that you're getting. आप blindly, because आपके सामने खड़ा होने वाला व्यक्ति पुराना कर्नल, ब्रिगेडियर या मेजर जनरल साहब है, you take him for granted कि वो तो भैया कर्नल साहब बोल रहा है तो ऐसा ही होगा. Don't accept any input if it does not appeal to your logic. Remember, he was a colonel, now he's a retired colonel, now he's a businessman. He has a business interest. Please understand that. So you have to be, as a ग्राहक आपको जागना पड़ेगा, आपको सवाल पूछना पड़ेगा कि सर आप ये क्या करा रहे हो मुझसे, क्यों मुझसे रटवा रहे हो, इससे मेरा निर्णय की शक्ति नहीं बढ़ रही. You have to ask him. And if it does not respond, if he says कि ऑफिसर बनना है तो ये करना पड़ेगा, you must walk off. You must walk off. बेवकूफ बना रहे, गांधार्य बना रहे, आंख होते हुए भी अंधी. You know, look at the fortune of गांधार्य. Husband धृतराष्ट्र पैदाइशी अंधा, गांधार्य आंख होते हुए भी she refused to see. Output 100 कौरव पैदा कर लिए, कौरव भी पैदा होंगे ऐसे ट्रेनिंग से. Please understand, my dear candidates, गांधार्य मत बनो. Leadership is not गांधार्य. Leadership is opening the patti and seeing what is the truth. Your intellect has to be empowered. Anyway, the last faculty is the subconscious, avchetan man. What is it? It is like a CCTV camera. Like the CCTV camera is seen here. What is the job of the CCTV camera? It records each and every experience of yours in your life, including this video that you're watching. It is getting stored in your subconscious dimension. It's going to help you. It's going to act in your incidents or in your decision making subsequently. So let's see what is the content inside. Now it records all actions, tendencies, habits, traits, your value system, your belief system, your suppressed emotions, your needs, your drive, your attitudes and your memories. ये सब इसके अंदर store होता रहता है. Constantly, the CCTV is never put off. Now, what we will do is I will be posting a separate video on the power of the subconscious and how to activate it. But right now I'll tell you that subconscious is 90% of your personality. If you've seen the iceberg theory, 90% of your personality or your mind is subconscious mind, which is not seen. Only 10% is the conscious brain. So is subconscious के अंदर जो भी data, if you classify them, you can classify them under 5 categories. What are those? I'll show you here. First is the past sanskar. Now first of all, this is a controversial subject, I understand, and in fact DIPR may not recognize what I'm saying here, but I have a reason that even though it is a controversial issue, why I'm saying it. The reason is that I'm associated with an organization called Brahma Kumaris. It is an international spiritual organization with its headquarters at Mount Abu. आप लोगों ने इनके videos भी TV में program देखे होंगे. I'm actually a trainer and a speaker for Brahma Kumaris. And under some particular circumstance, I got associated with them, and I'm a trainer and a speaker for them. In fact, I'm a speaker for the medical wing. I'm not a doctor. I'm a speaker for their services wing, youth wing, and IT wing, that is information technology. So I conduct a lot of programs for them, and I do a lot of social service on behalf of them. And these are some of the pictures. This is at Mount Abu. This is a trainer session for their people. And this is again a session there. What do? Is I convert this spiritual knowledge for corporate presentation and for contemporary handling day-to-day issues of life, because this knowledge has actually helped me to heal myself when I lost my wife. It was too powerful, and I found it has larger application, and this raw form of spirituality is not understood by many, so this has to be repackaged. So I do that. This is a session with tribal girls at a district called Nandurbar in Maharashtra, DRDO. This is again interacting with some ladies on the pure spiritual concept of Atma, Paramatma and all those. I'm not going to use it here. This is a session with the ladies in the army, and the topic was Man ko apna mitra banao. If you can make your mind your best friend, you don't need any external friend. And if you make your mind your enemy, you again don't need any external enemy. And for your SSB also, you have to make your mind your best friend. Now this is again an army unit, physiological impact of psychological stress. One of the person in attendance was Major General DIPR. He was GLC 41 RT Division in Pune. This is Sports Authority of India, the power of concentration, ekagrata ki shakti. I was in uniform then, I was in service. There's another session with them. Now this is another session with some people, rural people, as part of my NGO service. Now, if you look at my qualification, it's very strange. I'm from an engineering background. I'm from ENTC. Subsequently, when I was in the selection system for almost 4 years plus, my interest in the human dynamics grew so much that I did my master's in applied psychology. And subsequently, after the loss of my wife, the pain was so much that I got associated with Brahma Kumari. There I came to know that there's an MBA by the name Self-Management and Crisis Management, and this MBA was offered by Annamalai University from Tamil Nadu. And the interesting part is this MBA has got 50% spirituality. So this is my first year topics, 8 subjects, and this is my second year topics, 6 subjects and 1 dissertation topic. And these that are highlighted with these symbol, they were the spiritual topics. And what is more interesting than that is the dissertation in the second year. I had to present a dissertation, and this dissertation was nothing else but on the issue of deficiency of officers. This was the approval from Annamalai University, and the topic was perception management of candidates for improved selection through service selection board interview for grant of commission as officers in the Indian Armed Forces using spiritual tools. That's strange. Incidentally, this project was not initially cleared because they asked me, what is this? There's a spiritual MBA, and in armed forces you are involved in killing people. So how can we clear this project? We will not clear this. Change this topic. Take some spiritual topic. I said, no, sir, your job as a spiritual person and my job as a military person are absolutely identical. They said, how? They asked me how. And I said, with my military tools and with my military weapon, with my military tactics, I kill the enemy in the outer world. And with your spiritual tools, with your spiritual weapons, you kill the enemy in the inner world. That's काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, अहंकार. आप इनको अपने स्पिरिचुअल अध्यात्म के टूल से मारते हो. तो आपका काम और मेरा काम तो बिल्कुल सही है. मैं लौकिक फौज, आप रूहानी फौज. They were so impressed with this argument that they cleared it. But they cleared it with one condition, that I have to include the concept of past life sanskar in my project, which I agreed to. Now what is interesting is, in the SSB, in this perception management candidates using spiritual tool, I'm using a concept called self-management leadership. Now I had made a reference of this concept in the SSB decoded video, but very soon I'll be uploading another video purely explaining what is a self-management leadership tool. This will give you the approach to SSB training using in the AFOSOP model. And others also have their approach. They use Ratta. I use a concept called self-management leadership. And so this was the past sanskar background, why I have included here. Now since I have brought this aspect of past life sanskar, it will be interesting to know that there is certain amount of scientific evidence to this. Now if you go to the YouTube and type Anita, NDE, NDE stands for near death experience. Now she is an Indian who is a NRI, stays at Hong Kong, and she has gone through a near death experience. She was a stage 4 cancer, and her entire experience is provided through those videos on the YouTube and also through this book, Dying to Be Me. I will request you to kindly go through this book. It will also help you to write book reading as a latest hobby that you have included in your PIQ filling. So instead of wondering what to write, it will be better that you actually create a hobby, and you can start with this book. If you need the soft copy, I don't know it is available or not. I'll try it and make it available to you. Send me a mail. Second is Many Lives, Many Masters. It is by a person called Dr. Brain Wiss. He is a psychiatrist. The true story of a prominent psychiatrist is young patient and the past life therapy that changed both their life. Patient का भी और doctor का भी life change हो गया because of some past life regression. A fantastic book. Second is Life After Life. This is by a Dr. Raymond A. Moody. He is a US doctor who writes about the accounts of people who have experienced near-death experience, like Anita Moorjani. इन बुक्स को पढ़ोगे तो इट विल चेंज द वे यू लुक एट लाइफ. बहुत ज़बरदस्त शिफ्ट लाता है आपके दृष्टिकोण में जीवन को देखने का और अपने आप को समझने के लिए. सो आई रिकमेंड यू टू go through these. So that was the backdrop in which I have written one of the content of your subconscious as the past sanskar. So it's controversial, but I leave it at that. Second is the hereditary. Biologically we all understand chromosomes transfer and all those things. So बहुत सारे traits of a personality we acquire from our parents through this hereditary transfer. So no debates on that. Next is acquired personality. Now, as part of the journey of your life, you acquire a lot of things. Your name has been acquired after your birth, your degrees, your qualification, your talents, your skills, your singing capacity, your external skills. You are a good football player. They are all acquired. They all form part of your personality. So all those acquisitions that you have gathered in your journey of life, they form part of your acquired personality. Next is the company. जैसा संग वैसा रंग. The nature of company has profound impact on your personality. अगर आप इत्र बेचने वाले के पास रहोगे तो आप इत्र नहीं भी लगाओगे तो इत्र की खुशबू आपसे आएगी, और अगर आप कसाई के साथ रहोगे तो आप कुछ करो या ना करो खून के छींटे आपके ऊपर पड़ेंगे. In the same way, your company, nature of company has profound impact on your personality. और SSB में CIQ में questions भी है. Which are the friends you like, you don't like, why and why not, and all those stuff. So your friends are important in shaping your personality. In fact, teenager phase में they are very very important. In fact, more important than your parents. उनकी बात सुनते हैं friends की, parents की नहीं सुनते. They are so powerful influence. And the last is the willpower, इच्छा शक्ति. इच्छा शक्ति वो शक्ति है जिसको आप अगर अपने अंदर जागृत कर दो तो बाकी सारे जो चारों के अगर कोई वीकनेस भी है, यू कैन स्टिल ओवरकम देम. दिस गिव्स यू द पावर टू डिसाइड. इच्छा शक्ति है ना. टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज इच्छा शक्ति, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द माइंड एंड द इंटेलेक्ट. इफ माइंड इज द लॉयर, वकील है, तो इंटेलेक्ट इज द जज. वकील का काम है दलीलें देना, बट इंटेलेक्ट का काम है उन दलीलों को इवैल्यूएट करना और एक सही डिसीजन देना. अगर आपका माइंड इंटेलेक्ट पे हावी हो जाए तो लोग बोलते हैं ये मन मर्जी करता रहता है. सो मुकेश ने जो किया वो मन मर्जी किया, केस स्टडी नंबर 2. लेकिन विष्णु श्रेष्ठ ने जो किया वो सोच समझ कर किया. सोचना मन का काम, समझना बुद्धि का काम. सो आपका भी काम है व्हेन यू एनकाउंटर सिचुएशंस इन लाइफ, सोच समझ कर करना, क्योंकि सोच कर समझ कर करने में बुद्धिमानी है. मन मर्जी करोगे तो पिटोगे. एंड इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, जब आप SSB में भी जाते हो, सोच समझ कर करना, रट्टा मार के नहीं करना. That's very simple equation. And if you've understood this whole dynamics of mind, intellect and sanskar, now that is what decides your व्यक्तित्व, आपका personality. और आपका यही व्यक्तित्व जो है आप अलग अलग परिस्थितियों में इंटरैक्ट करता है, जैसे विष्णु श्रेष्ठा या जैसे मुकेश. सो इस इनपुट को आप अंदर लेते हो, आपका माइंड पर्टिकुलर पैटर्न में सोचता है, इंटेलेक्ट उसको इवैल्यूएट करता है, आपका वैल्यू सिस्टम, विजडम, एक्सपीरियंस सब मिला के, और एक रेस्पॉन्स बाहर दिखता है. और ये रेस्पॉन्स जो है इट इज़ अ फंक्शन ऑफ योर पर्सनैलिटी इंटरैक्टिंग विद द गिवन एनवायरनमेंट. विष्णु श्रेष्ठा का उसका, मुकेश का उसका, और आपके केस में आपका. एंड देन व्हाट इज दिस? योर बिलीफ सिस्टम, योर एटीट्यूड, योर वैल्यू सिस्टम, है ना. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, ये same mechanism you as an individual you operate in the life, and the same mechanism has to operate in you as a candidate. So when you encounter a situation, you have to activate this. You will actually do it. आप अपना मन, बुद्धि और subconscious mind को use करते हो, which is constitute your personality, and you process that information, you give a response, and then this response is nothing but a reflection of your personality interacting with the given environment, है ना. इसलिए आप देखोगे एक ही परिस्थिति में अलग अलग लोग फंसते हैं. दे रिस्पॉन्ड डिफरेंटली बिकॉज सबका व्यक्तित्व अलग अलग, सबका अनुभव अलग अलग, सबका वैल्यू सिस्टम, सबका बिलीफ सिस्टम अलग अलग. और आप ये बात समझते हो तो SSB इज ऑल्सो पर्सनैलिटी बेस्ड सिलेक्शन. तो SSB में आप और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, जो आप जीवन में करते हो उसी को SSB में करना है. So when you go to SSB, they also present you similar situation, but not actuals in the form of pictures. But आपको इसको प्रोसेस करना उसी तरीके से जिस तरीके से विष्णु श्रेष्ठा ने, या जिस तरीके से मुकेश ने, या जिस तरीके से आप खुद जीवन में करते हो. There is no difference. And actually, trust me, in the process of that, if you have it in you, they get manifested, and in the SSB they convert into suitable officer-like qualities and say ki hi, this boy has it and he is recommended, or this girl has it, she is recommended, and if not, you are not recommended, है ना. So SSB के जो OLQs है, they are nothing but they are the job requirement, and ये job requirement को आप fake रट्टा मार के नहीं कर सकते हो. आपको इन इन रिक्वायरमेंट्स को अपने अंदर चेक करना पड़ेगा, एनालाइज करना पड़ेगा, और अगर इसमें कुछ कमी है तो इसको डेवलप करना पड़ेगा, ना कि इसकी एक्टिंग करना, है ना. एंड इफ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस, तो लेट मी टेल यू, आप एसएसबी में यू कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग अदर देन व्हाट यू डू इन लाइफ, बिकॉज एसएसबी इज ए सबसेट ऑफ लाइफ, बिकॉज द थिंकिंग मैकेनिज्म रिमेन सेम. आप एसएसबी में जाओ या आप जीवन में रहो, आपका सोचने का जो पैटर्न है वो आपका अपना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर बिन लादेन ने ट्विन टावर उड़ाया, कल को वो कुतुब मीनार भी आ जाए ना, तो कुतुब मीनार का आर्किटेक्चर को नहीं एंजॉय करेंगे, वो देखेंगे प्लेन कहाँ से घुसेगा. उसी तरह से अगर अब्दुल कलाम जी आते हैं तो अब्दुल कलाम जी साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी लगा के ये कि देखेंगे कि देश की उन्नति में इस नॉलेज को कहाँ पे लगाऊं. अगर मदर टेरेसा आती है तो मदर टेरेसा हमेशा, वेदर एसएसबी हो या एसएसबी के बाहर हो, कंपैशन ही दिखाएगी. व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट इज अ बिलीफ सिस्टम. So SSB is a subset of life. Now let's come back to the case study. In the first instant, विष्णु श्रेष्ठा को जब उन लोगों ने 30-40 लोगों ने बटुआ मांगा, he gave it, and we said it is not an act of cowardice, but it's an act of risk analysis. And उसके बाद एक नतीजे पे, एक निष्कर्ष पे आया कि इस 5-10,000 15,000 को बचाने के लिए it is not worthwhile to take this पंगा with 30-40 people. They will break, they might even kill me. So it was a very conscious decision. So he's not a coward. So it's a decision making process. किसी कोचिंग सेंटर वाले ने नहीं बताया. And then when it came to raping that girl, he pulled out the kukri which was already existing even when the batua was taken. But the context changed and he responded differently. He killed them, 3 of them, injured 8 and all those stuff. And for that act he was awarded with Shaurya Chakra. Intention. And trust me, he was not coached. And trust me, even if you are coach, you cannot become Vishnu Shrestha. लगता है आपको कोचिंग से आप विष्णु श्रेष्ठा बन जाएंगे? विष्णु श्रेष्ठा एक सोच है. Let's take the case study number 2. Okay, what I want to say is a situational hero got created by this incident. जब विष्णु श्रेष्ठा ट्रैवल कर रहा था तो वो हीरो बनने के लिए ट्रैवल नहीं कर रहा था, वो तो अपना नॉर्मल जा रहा था. बट उस परिस्थिति में उसने ऐसे अपने आप को एंगेज किया कि आज हम सब उसको हीरो बोलते. सो यू should not aspire to become a leader. In fact, leadership should be a consequence. What I means is, अगर आप अपने अंदर certain competence को develop करते हो और किसी भी काम को बहुत competently करते हो, तो 10 लोग उसको देखेंगे, they will get inspired by your competence and you become a natural leader. You cannot act like a leader. You have to develop certain competency in you. So leadership should be a consequence, not an aspiration. Let's take the second case. Mukesh, similar situation. A girl comes, he also takes a decision. Unfortunately, it was on the wrong direction. Where did the direction go wrong? Nirbhaya ka bus mein aana is only a situation. Where it went wrong was the nature of thought that got created. And then this girl was raped, brutally murdered, and he also was awarded. Trust me, he was also not coached. Both of them are original response, and a situational villain got created. If you've understood case study number 1 and if you've understood case study number 2, we respond in various situations based on our personality. We don't think positive, negative when we do it. We just do it because we believe it. From a psychological perspective, both Vishnu Shrestha and Mukesh, it is a behavior that has been manifested to a particular response. ये whether positive है negative है, that's the interpretation that we do subsequently. करते time दोनों ने ही positive and negative सोच के नहीं किया. They just did it because they believed it. So both of them actually performed very originally and naturally. And trust me, this is what SSB is looking for in you. Be original, be natural. Don't act. अगर आप विष्णु श्रेष्ठा हो तो जीवन में हो या SSB हो, ये गुण बाहर निकलेंगे क्योंकि you have it in you. और आप मुकेश हो तो जीवन हो या SSB हो, ये गुण बाहर निकलेंगे बिकॉज यू हैव इट इन यू. आइदर वे यू हैव इट इन यू. कोचिंग करने से विष्णु श्रेष्ठा कैनॉट बिकम, मुकेश कैनॉट बिकम विष्णु श्रेष्ठा. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? So let's hypothetically take that he goes to a coaching center, ISO certified, 80% success rate and all those stuff. Number 1 best India's cracking center. If he goes and they give their standard stuff, WAT, TAT, SRT and SD की कुंजी रट्टा मारो and become officers, and वो खूब रट्टा मारता मेहनत से, can Mukesh get converted to Vishnu Shrestha? इस सफलता की कुंजी को रट्टा मारने से? I doubt. Let's take hypothetically he gets success in cracking the SSB, so he becomes Captain Mukesh. And my dear coaching center people, they feel very proud. One more outstanding officer added by us in the standing army of India. Mukesh came third in the merit. You made us proud. Fantastic. Fantastic. You cracked the SSB once again. But trust me, it has a consequence. The nation has to pay a price. The national security has to pay a price. Think it over. What is the consequence? Look at this. Army officer arrested for raping mentally challenged women in Nasik. This is a recent case. I'm sure some of you would have read it. I'll not read it because it's quite shameful that a colonel got involved in such act. Why? Because this colonel had the potential inside him to rape a girl, and probably some ISO certified India's best and #1 coaching center would have helped him to crack the SSB. He cracked. He became Captain Mukesh or Major Mukesh or Colonel Mukesh, and he yet met the same fate that he would have met had he was in civil. Because अंदर से वो बंदा वही है. गिफ्ट रैपिंग चेंज करने से गिफ्ट चेंज नहीं होता. Please understand this. And if you understand this, when you as a candidate go to a coaching center for personality development, which they claim they are excellent in them with 10 years and 20 years of track record, fantastic. What you have to understand is, when you give Lakshmi, they run behind it, you all know. Instead of giving, in exchange of this Lakshmi, they are supposed to give you Saraswati, but they don't give you Saraswati. They give you something to memorize, Ratta Maru, claiming if you do this, you will succeed through SSB, you will crack SSB. Oh, that's the whole idea of, that's where I differ from them. And in the process, you actually damage your thinking process. In fact, they damage your thinking process because they are speaking from a position of power. Colonel Saab, Brigadier, Major General, when they speak, isko ratta maro, will become officer. You trust them. आप अपना विश्वास उस बंदे पर लगाया हुआ है और उस बंदे ने आपको बोला इसे रटो, इसको रटने से 80% सक्सेस हुआ, तू भी हो जाएगा. So you rato, and what happens? Instead of using your own faculty, mind, intellect, and the subconscious is the most powerful resource that the God has given you. You replace that with ratta, and then you become chatur, and you respond thinking that by doing this you will demonstrate officer-like quality and achieve success. That's very unfortunate. Think it over. Even if you achieve it, it is worth it. Trust me, the people who are training you in this method, they were officers. Now they are businessmen. They have a business interest. They love Lakshmi. But unfortunately, in exchange of Lakshmi, they are not giving you Saraswati. You are the customer. You have a you have a right to question them. You have a right to question them. If you don't, if you get if you get impressed with the rank that they held before, or the kind of position that we're speaking from, they got good power of expression, but you have to be careful what they're expressing through that excellent power of expression. They make tall claims through the marketing, but you have to judge कि ये असली घी है नकली घी है. You are the customer. In exchange of Lakshmi, you must get Saraswati, not Chamatkar. So that's where you have to get activated. You must question it. Now these are some of the people who were previously painted by ISO certified India's best #1 SSB cracking centers. They have moved from one coaching center to other. They remind me of PK, coaching center wale sir jo फिरकी काट रहे कैंडिडेट्स का. रॉन्ग नंबर लग रहा है आपको. हर बंदा अपने आप को #1 बोल रहा है. हर बंदा अपने आप को बोल रहा है कि मैं ही आपको सफलता की सीढ़ी दिखा दूंगा. ट्रस्ट मी, nobody can give you the सफलता का चाबी because it lies inside you, your mind, your intellect and your subconscious. आप बाहर ढूंढ रहे हो, पीके बने हो. पीके की भी वाट लगी तो तुम्हारी भी वाट लगी है ना. सुशांत गुप्ता इज द सेम पर्सन, बोलता रस्से से हाथ काट लो, करेज दिखता है. पुनीत को बोला रट लो, ऑफिसर बनेगा. माय गॉड, प्लीज बी केयरफुल जेंटलमैन. दीज ISO certified branded SSB cracking centers, they are making a Charlie out of you. चार्ली का हिंदी जानते हो क्या? मैं बोलूँगा नहीं क्योंकि I'm sure some girls also must be. चार्ली का हिंदी वही काट रहे हैं आपका. आपका चार्ली काट रहे हैं और आप कटवा रहे हो पैसा दे के. Be careful. Be careful then. Now I want your feedback. Your feedbacks encourage me to make more videos, and I want a feedback on this assisted introspection part 1, which involves the mind, intellect and subconscious, the internal mechanism of the decision making. And you must also, if you've gone through some coaching, ISO certified coaching, you must tell me what is the difference you're finding there and here. And there is one that is written by Puneet Sharma, and he's from Delhi, and he has also gone to some branded coaching center, and uska firki kaata tha hum logon ne. He writes here, thank you so much sir for your guidance. Now I know what SSB is because of some coaching institute in Delhi and Chandigarh. Candidates are misguided by them. They just want money and giving false hope to candidates. I request all the candidates who are going for SSB, please ignore them. Because of them you are missing your attempts. I am feeling changes in my personality after coming to sir. If anyone wants to contact me, my number is 0880-880-9776, Puneet. Now this Puneet character, he had gone to some institute. इसको बोलते सर, he was telling me, sir मुझे 2.5 एकड़ की GTO ग्राउंड पे चढ़ा दिया उन्होंने भेड़ की तरह. I kept believing that I understood everything, and when he came to me, I don't have the capacity to buy 2.5 एकड़ का जमीन for creating GTO ground, because neither I have the capacity nor I feel the requirement. All I need is a 2.5 by 3 feet का एक टेबल and couple of models. मैंने इस मॉडल पे पुनीत से जो भी करवाया, पुनीत बोलता है सर मेरा दिमाग का फ्यूज उड़ गया. What is this? What are you doing on this 2.5 feet का टेबल? And what they made me do, 2.5 एकड़ की जमीन पे चढ़ा दिए, भेड़ की तरह भगा दिए, बोला हो गया तेरा GTO. You realize that he learned nothing from that ground, because learning has to happen inside him. Leadership is a matter of using your mind and intellect in combination to arrive at your certain decisions. That was not activated. They just made him run over through some task where 100 people were together, and everybody was made to run over that. Some people did, some just followed. Bhed chal is not leadership training. You don't require 2.5 एकड़ की जमीन to train GTO. Come to me, मैं आपको 2.5 by 3 के टेबल में आपकी वो वाट लगा दूंगा जो आपके 2.5 फीट की जमीन, 2.5 एकड़ की जमीन में नहीं होगा. You have to trust me. Ask Puneet, पता चलेगा क्या बोल रहा हूँ. I don't know whether Puneet will get recommended or not. One thing, I am not God. I cannot guarantee you that. मेरा काम है मार्गदर्शन करना, और मैंने उसे मार्गदर्शन दिया और उसके मन और बुद्धि को एक्टिवेट करने की चेष्टा की, कोशिश किया. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद कोच कैंडिडेट हु आर कमिंग विद दिस ISO सर्टिफिकेट, इन्होंने इतना ज़्यादा रट्टा मारा होता है क्योंकि इनका ये जो नया इनपुट है AFOSOP का, वो एक्सेप्ट होने के बाद भी उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाते, बिकॉज उनका वो हार्ड डिस्क नहीं निकल पाता. इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फॉर्मेट योर माइंड. To unlearn what you learned at the coaching center become very damaging. सोच, पुनीत से बात करो, सुशांत से बात करो. There are a couple of more people here right now who have come from branded coaching center, 2-3 जगह पे, जो आपको उल्टा पट्टी पढ़ाया भैया. The mind will take time to format it. बहुत तकलीफ देगा. बंदर बना दिया आपका कोचिंग वाले सर ने, फिरकी काट दिया. कौन फिरकी काट रहा आप लोगों को, और आप कटवा रहे हो पैसा देके. बिल्कुल पीके जैसे लगते हो कैंडिडेट. एक कोचिंग सेंटर छोड़ के दूसरा, सबको लगता कहीं ना कहीं सफलता की चाबी मिलेगी. मेरे भाई, सफलता की चाबी आपके अंदर रखा. प्लीज लुक इनवर्ड. एनीवे, गांधारी मत पढ़ो. कोचिंग सेंटर का काम पट्टी बांधना नहीं, पट्टी खोलना. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज मेकिंग इम्पैक्ट ऑन ऑल ऑफ यू. गांधार्य इज नॉट लीडरशिप. Leadership is to open and see and then take decision. Okay, these videos I'm sure are helping a lot of people. I'm told that, in fact, I've been called by a couple of people that merely by the videos people are clearing SSB. That's it's very encouraging to hear that. इसके बावजूद भी, if you feel that somebody or some of you need some kind of guidance, I conduct this program, AFOSOP SSB Leadership and Personality Development Program. Not one word of ratta. Let me repeat, not one word of ratta in this program. You must speak to them. It is not easy for people who do not have the willpower. अगर आपके अंदर इच्छा शक्ति नहीं, अगर आप शॉर्टकट टू सक्सेस देख रहे हो, it is wastage of time and money to come to me. हाँ, प्लीज ISO सर्टिफिकेट कोचिंग सेंटर में जाओ, वो आपको रट्टा मरवा देंगे, किस्मत अच्छी हो निकल जाओगे. मेरे पास आना है तो आप में बहुत जबरदस्त इच्छा शक्ति होनी चाहिए अपने आप को पुश करने के लिए. Day 1 से आपके ऊपर इतना प्रेशर आएगा कि आपको लगेगा आपका सिर फट जाएगा. because I'll put you under tremendous amount of pressure. Leadership has to be, has to be experienced, rather than, speak to those people who come here. It's not easy. It's not easy. Air Force training is not easy. Not one word of ratta. I mean it. Not one word. I can give it in writing. These are the schedules for August, September and October. In case you are interested, you can register yourself by sending a mail at afosop@gmail.com or call me at 827-557-650. Come and experience the difference. And these are some of the instructions in case you decide to come. Bring a laptop, book your accommodation, and watch all videos, including SSB decoded video and subsequent videos, including this one. This will help you to get the entire training in much more simpler manner. And go to the YouTube, type AFOSOP. There's a video library that I'm creating. Watch it, subscribe it, share it. Please share it. You have to make AFOSOP as a movement. If you feel these videos are making sense, please be cooperative. One of the worldviews is cooperative. Cooperate with your other friends and share it through whatever media that is available to you, whether it's WhatsApp groups, whether it is Facebook or whatever. Make it a movement. Make it available through all websites if you find it is useful, rather than holding it. Saraswati has to be shared. And you can also go to AFOSOP Facebook page, send me a friend's request, and I'll accept you. You will get all notifications of further videos and all other training programs that are there through this Facebook page. This is the institute address, Academy for Life Skills Development. It is at Pune. It is available on the Google map, and the website, mobile number and the email ID is given here. In case you want accommodation of PG, Mr. Venkatesh and Mr. Uttam are the people to contact. Sri Sai Balaji. It is available for both boys and girls, and there are a couple of them who are staying there, and it's quite decent there. Thank you for watching, and I pray that may Goddess Saraswati bless you with true knowledge and wisdom, and empower your intellect to be able to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. That's a leadership requirement. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.